So continuing with the pleura, nerve supply of pleura. The parietal pleura that is supplied by intercostal and phrenic nerves. They are somatic nerves. Somatic nerves are the nerves which are supplying the body wall. So intercostal nerves are seen in the intercostal space. Parietal pleura is pain sensitive. Costal pleura and the peripheral part of diaphragmatic pleura supplied by intercostal nerves. And mediastinal pleura, central part of diaphragmatic pleura, which is supplied by phrenic nerve. So all are part of parietal pleura. Now costal pleura and the peripheral part of diaphragmatic pleura, they are being supplied by intercostal nerves, whereas the mediastinal pleura, which is seen on the mediastinal surface, and the diaphragmatic pleura are supplied by the phrenic nerves. Phrenic nerves can be seen in this diagram. These are the phrenic nerves. Phrenic nerves are the nerves which are supplying the diaphragm and also the pleura. Blood supply supplied by intercostal arteries. Again, intercostal arteries are present in between this ribs. Internal thoracic arteries can be seen here on either side of the sternum. Musculophrenic artery is a branch of internal thoracic artery. Veins, they drain into azygos veins. Azygos veins are seen on the posterior thoracic wall. Internal thoracic veins are seen along with internal thoracic artery. Lymphatic drainage, they drain into intercostal lymph nodes which are seen in the intercostal space. Internal mammary lymph nodes, they are associated with the internal thoracic vessels. Posterior mediastinal lymph nodes, they are seen in the posterior mediastinum, and the diaphragmatic nodes which are seen along the diaphragm. The next topic here is lungs. So there are lungs which has a pyramidal shaped structure where you can see it has got an apex and a base, and the trachea divides into bronchi, and the bronchi are entering into the lungs. So lungs are the vital organs of respiration. So although the cadaveric lungs may be shrunken, firm or hard to touch and discolored in appearance. So we can see that when we see the lungs in the cadaver, it looks hard and little blackish in color, but it is not so in the healthy persons. It is light, soft, spongy, and fully occupying the pulmonary cavities. They are also elastic and recoil to approximately 1/3 of their size when the thoracic cavity is open. So in the living, if the thoracic cavity is suddenly opened, so it can recoil into 1/3. Now the color is light pink, as we can see in the diagram, in healthy children and people who are non-smokers and live in a clean environment. Whereas it's commonly dark in most adults who live in the urban or agricultural areas, especially those who smoke. That's because of the accumulation of carbon and the dust particles into the lungs. Also the irritants and which is seen in the tobacco that is inhaled. And the right lung weighs about 700 gram, whereas the left lung is little lighter than the right one, almost 50 to 100 gram less weight than that of the right lung. Now it's almost conical in shape, and the external features are, it has got apex which is in the upper end of the lung, and base which is resting on the diaphragm, and there are three borders: the anterior border, posterior border, and the inferior border. Posterior border, anterior border, then the inferior border can be seen. Two surfaces, a costal surface which is facing on the opposite side of this diagram, that is facing the the ribs and the costal cartilage, whereas this surface, what you can see here, is the medial surface on both the lungs. Apex is placed upwards, it is reaching towards the neck region. It's blunt and lies above the level of anterior end of first rib. So it is much higher than at the level of the anterior end of the rib, first rib. This is the first rib, and it reaches almost 2.5 cm above medial end of clavicle. So clavicle also comes here, so it is almost 2.5 cm above the medial end of, or medial third of the clavicle. As we can see here, this is the clavicle, so it is above that, and it is covered by cervical pleura in this area, and also supplemented by suprapleural membrane or Simpson's fascia, and is grouped by subclavian artery on the medial side and in front. So it is grouped by this artery, that subclavian artery, which is a branch of brachiocephalic trunk on the right side, whereas on the left side it is direct branch of the arch of aorta. The base is semilunar and it is concave, and it is resting on the diaphragm. So it is related to the superior surface of the diaphragm, which separates the right lung from the right lobe of the liver. On the right side, the right lung is separated from the right lobe of the liver by the diaphragm, whereas on the left side, the diaphragm separates the left lung from the left lobe of the liver, also the fundus of the stomach and the spleen. Anterior border is very thin and it is shorter than the posterior border. Comparing, on the right side it is almost vertical, whereas on the left side the anterior border of the lung shows a cardiac notch below the level of fourth costal cartilage. There is a notch here, that is cardiac notch. The heart and the pericardium is exposed in this area. Usually the heart and the pericardium, that is almost covered by the lungs, but in this area, because of the cardiac notch on the left lung, the heart is exposed and the pericardium is also exposed in this area.